Hello and welcome to Move the Line Prop Drop Show presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. I'm Ryan Noonan, joined today by my friend, John Hyslop. We are back to talk about the best way, the most profitable way to bet on NFL football, and that is through player props. We are missing Connor Allen today. Connor living his best life. He joked last week about canceling his vacation, getting in the weeds, being that dude. But no, he's in Mexico. Drinking cervezas, mezcal, who knows, tacos, all the things. But Slop and I, hashtag no days off, bud. What's going on?
Yeah, no days off. I'm not in Mexico. I am at my house where it's very cold, unlike Mexico. I'm sure it's not 40 degrees outside right now in Mexico. But whatever it happens, congrats to him. I'm glad Connor's in Mexico. But like I said, like you and I, the adults in the room, got to stay home and make some bets for the people. I feel like we're kings for that.
I mean, it's pretty irresponsible to take a vacation in the middle of football season. It's selfish. But that's Connor as core. People probably know that by watching him over the last handful of years. Big me guy. I mean, good for him.
Under guy energy right there.
So this is definitely over season right here. This is we're not going to mess around with any gross unders.
Nope.
That is not what we're here for. Slop and I here to get down on plays that people want. People want winners. I understand that. And Connor's had a nice year with his unders, but it's just such a miserable watch too, Slop. I mean, and I get it's probably your part of it for you too. It's just sometimes I want to win and I want to enjoy what I'm watching. And there's nothing worse unless you're like going to be away from the TV all day. The unders, especially these slimy, grimy ones that Connor will play, like under in the teens or something like that, like completely insufferable bets. I can't do it.
No, I hate it. I think it's disgusting. I think it's stupid. I don't know. I mean, I've reached a point where I think that we can do things for entertainment reasons, but also money reasons, right? Like you could do both. Like you don't just because you like money doesn't mean you have to bet unders. Like you could just bet all overs. And I mean, that's the only way to watch a game, in my opinion. I'm not watching unders. I hate that.
I know that unders they're generally, it can be sharp and it's good to win, but it's not like you're just betting the entirety of the board. You can still, guys are going to go over. We're just picking our spots. You know what I'm saying?
Like find them.
Yeah, you just got to go find them. So you're picking our spots and we're going to pick those spots today. I can't wait. How was holiday season in Slop House? Was all good?
Very busy. All the gifts came, which is good. Santa brought everything. So that was huge. I'm not done putting stuff together yet, but I'm almost there. I got a jump box for myself yesterday. I didn't even know I needed one until I got one yesterday. So if anyone ever needs a jump that I'm around, I can just give them the jump. You know what I mean? So it's huge. It's huge. I feel like my whole life's changed.
Okay. Nice. I got a son who's, basketball, track, cross country. So a jump box in my mind, I instantly went to that actual box that you use to jump on.
Different jump box. That one's just as cool. But this one,
I thought you were working on your vert.
Yeah, your car battery's dying, it's dead. You're in your car, you don't know what to do. You're not asking people for a jump anymore. You know what I mean? You're just putting the box on it, done. You're out of there. Self-sufficient. Yep.
I like it.
Yeah, so I'm back.
I thought you were working on your vert, which would have been awesome.
No, I've given up, man. Like I really wanted to dunk. And I never could. I could always grab rim. Maybe I can't now. I mean, I can touch the rim now, but I've always been able to grab rim. I got a tennis ball over it one time when I was in 12th grade. So that was big. That was a big moment. And then after that, I just kind of gave up. Man, I got really skinny legs. I mean, they're not going to make me fly. So who knows? I mean, maybe one day. I'm going to be 50 in like 3 years from now. That's why I'm seeing things now. And man, I don't know that the dunk's ever going to happen, but who knows? Maybe I'll get a jump box.
Probably on the other side of Duncan. Yeah.
I'm on
the other side of dunks too, unfortunately.
Yeah. Did you ever be, or have you ever been able to dunk?
Yeah. So play a lot of basketball, big big basketball guy. Actually originally moved out here to Chicago area for the sport. Love it for school. And out myself, I mean, like 6'2", not super tall, slightly short arms, and not like massive hands.
Okay.
So, plumbing is hard. So there was a time where I could dunk off of the toss. So like self oops. It's such the timing of having you just throw yourself a perfect oop off the bounce. So could never dunk in a game or anything even kind of close. But yeah, that oop right to the front of the rim.
And just get it over it.
Yeah, if you were hanging on the rim, if you could have got a good soft toss right there, you're just right there to like bring it in and grab the rim.
Yeah. Yeah, so it really looks like just it. Sometimes the rims in my daughter's basketball league are down to 9 feet for the younger kids. Great. So what we can do is I can throw it off the backboard and one-hand it in, but I never actually I dunked it. I mean, it's 9 feet, but I could see maybe that being the way if I ever do it on a 10-foot rim. Maybe that's it.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
you're still doing that in your 50s or upper 40s, Slop. I mean, it's good stuff, dude.
I got a couple of years left before I'm like officially going to give up on it. I think I'm going to grab a jump box one minute. Why not?
See, next Christmas, I'm getting you a jump box. Yeah, we'll get there.
Couldn't
agree with you more, Jason. At this point in our lives, probably better off with the hater box, and that's 1,000% true. So hard to argue with that. Are you a big New Year's resolution guy, Slop?
Yeah.
Okay. What do we got? Anything on the table for 2025?
I'm going to try to win every bet I make in 2025.
I like this. Okay.
Yep. And also,
mine was just to win more bets. Win more bets, I think, is a good start. But I like.
Yeah, that's a good strategy.
Yeah.
I'm just going to try to just gamble more, but also win every bet I make. So that's it's the same New Year's resolution every year for me.
Okay.
Yep. And nothing's really changed. Just gamble more.
Gamble more.
Just find
get back up on the rim.
More. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Maybe grab the rim. Maybe grab two-hand grab the rim this year, and then that way, because I kind of have long arms.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So I got a chance, I think. I got a chance.
All right, buddy. Let's get into it. Remind folks we're going to continue on. Fantasy seasons are ending. It doesn't matter. In our world, we keep going. 3 p.m. Eastern every Friday. 4 for 4 bets on the YouTube channel. Move the line wherever you listen to podcasts. If you're hanging out with us now, week 17, jump in the chat. We need your help this week. We don't have Connor, so if you have any thoughts, any additions you want us to consider for our Millie Parlay, on our thoughts on any of your favorite looks here for week 17, jump in the chat. Let us know. Joining live is the best bet for you to get these numbers, these prices. Obviously, these lines can move pretty quickly with the audience here, and we appreciate that. Again, reminder, a few thousand people watching or listening to the show. Less than half of you subscribe to the channel of the podcast. So change that. We would appreciate that very much. It goes a long way in helping us support and do all the free, cool stuff that we can do. Two move the line episodes each week. We did not do, because holidays was tough this week, but we'll continue on with our sides, totals, futures stuff that we'll have here on Wednesdays. And again, this one, prop drop, will stay in the Friday spot, obviously all season. It's your last chance to take advantage of the rebet deal. We've been talking about it for the last handful of weeks. That deal goes away on New Year's Day. So it's the last shot. If you need another out, you need another sports book. Rebet is a sweepstakes app. It has a prop builder feature in it. I don't know what the rules are with these sweepstakes apps, but even if you're in Florida, you're in Texas, you're in California, you're in one of these states for some reason that hasn't turned the lights on for sports betting, and you're stuck with pick'em games, that is not true. These sweepstakes apps like Profit X, we've talked about if you're betting sides and totals, Rebet, if you're trying to get on props, they're available in 46 states, including those states. So check it out. Download Rebet, use promo code HIGHSLOP. You're going to get a free month of our betting sub. And again, we're still betting all the way through the Super Bowl, and you're going to get a free month of Slop's Dub Club as well. So take advantage of that for just $10 using promo code HIGHSLOP. Any questions, reach out to us directly. All right, Slop, you get to kick us off first this week. Connor's not here. Week 17, Slop, first play. What do you got?
All right, sounds kind of crazy, but Antonio Gibson, 40-plus rushing yards, plus 215 at Ballybet. It was better earlier today, but plus 215 is still good. I mean, plus 215 is kind of crazy. It's plus 200 at ESPN Bet. But I don't know. I think Ramondre fumbling heard him last week. I think Gibson's going to get the rock a little bit more. He ran the ball 10 times. So a lot of the haters are going to be like, hey, he got 10 carries last week and didn't even get 30 yards. I think he got 28. That was just the Buffalo Bills. All right. If you haven't been watching football this season, the Buffalo Bills, their run defense is number 1 in the NFL right now in opponents' yards per attempt. So that could be why. Fast forward to this week, we're getting the Chargers. They're going to be flying across the country. They're probably going to be tired. They're also going to be bringing the 5th worst run defense in the NFL in terms of opponent yards per carry. So there is that. But, dude, if we got 10 carries out of this dude, 10 carries, he's going to go over 40 yards. I'm telling you right now, it's going to happen. He's the only guy that breaks stuff for them. Okay, if you go back and look, I mean, I think I saw a tweet today, kind of a crazy tweet, but he has the most explosive plays on that team, or the same amount as like Hunter Henry and Ramondre. Ramondre and Hunter Henry have like 200 plus attempts, whether it be rushing or receiving. This guy's only touched the ball like 77 times. He's the most explosive player. All he needs to do is get him 10 carries, and we're home. I think he gets it this week. And if that happens, it's plus 215, Ryan. Plus 215 is kind of good.
It's a good price. Connor's in Mexico. They do have the internet. We do have text messaging. You'd be shocked to learn that Connor was trying to find unders with the same angle. So you're trying to think of, unders on Ramondre or,
disgusting.
Just absolutely gross. We got to fix that guy's brain. But yeah, I like the thought. I mean, there could be some sort of doghouse situation, like you said, with the Ramondre fumble. It kind of opens some stuff up for Gibson. The team needs explosive. I mean, when you use a defensive back and he's like one of your best offensive, like explosive weapons, like it's a tough scene for my boy Dre May.
Yeah, no, that's bad. I mean, we'll see what happens. Like, I do think the doghouse theory has kind of jumped the shark a little bit in the fantasy community. Like, it's like, guys, I don't know. Like, this means we're starting this guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even though most leagues are over, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it really means that much to the fantasy guys. But when you're looking at 27.5 yards as a standard line on Ballybet, it's kind of like, all right, like, he's gone over this number in 3 of his last 4 games. I mean, it's not, or I'm sorry, he's gone 30 plus in 3 of his last 4 games. So the idea that he can't get 40 yards in a situation where he might see a few more carries. Again, like Ramondre hasn't lost a fumble in like 9 weeks. So don't forget about that either. Like, I mean, I guess we're talking about his fumbling problems or whatever. Last time he lost one was like a while ago. So it doesn't automatically mean this guy's going to see the bench. But I'm just saying, why not give Antonio a few more carries? It doesn't make any sense not to. Like I said, 10 is the number. If he gets to 10, we're home. Definitely.
Yeah. Did you look at rushing and receiving at all? Combo?
Not really.
Okay.
I do like it. I'm kind of scared of that market, but
it's tough. I know, because you could have one side of it let you down completely. And
and like the rushing side is always the one. You know what I mean? Where you're just like, man, if he gets nothing. I mean, obviously you could take one, but rushing receiving is good if you're talking about receivers, but not with running backs, because what happens when he catches 3 balls and it only gets him 5 yards, or 3 balls for 15, but one of them he lost 5 yards on, like that?
For sure.
Those are just tough markets. Like I said, it's fun. It is what it is. But his standard line right now looks like it's 42.5 minus 117. I just think it's like PRAs in NBA. If he gets home, it's going to be because he got home on points in the NBA. Well, this rushing yards would be points in this situation. If he gets home on that, it's going to be, I think, because he ran or he caught a screen pass and took it for a long way. But, man, that's very tough to predict.
Running back receiving stuff is so volatile anyway. Like, sometimes,
I know you hate them, don't you?
I actually really like them. I like them, but the problem is I'm in the same spot. Like, so many times it makes a lot of sense. And I think my lifetime record is I'm definitely just a lifetime loser on those bets. And it's like, all right, well, why do I want to keep running head first into that market where I always feel like it's a good edge, it's a good angle, it's something, there's a good trend.
Game script dependent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got one.
Whoever in the chat saying that, dude, I don't think that Antonio Gibson has taken over this role. Like, that's not what I'm saying. But throw me a couple extra carries, maybe that's a thing. Who knows? Ramondre fumbles, forget about it. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you have upside with this, and like I said, this number is so low to begin with that, man, a couple extra carries is going to go a long way against this defense. It's the perfect opportunity because, again, you're talking about last week where he played the Bills. Like, that's tough to run against them. It just is. So, like I said, 40 plus 215. It's a price thing.
Yeah. Hey, and you can get there on an explosive too, right? You're cooking. So
yeah,
absolutely love it. All right. I got a few ways to go with this. I'm gonna start with my guy Bucky Irving. We're gonna go
I knew it.
over longest rush. 15.5 on FanDuel. It's probably cooking a little bit. 16.5 is more widely available. If you have Bet Rivers, you can get down on Rivers. They're plus 100 on this, minus 110 on DraftKings, MGM, ESPN, all the other places that you can do this. If you are looking at, well, first of all, the depth chart for the Panthers is absolutely brutal. Josie Jewell's out of the lineup this week. They are literally without their top 4. I mean, first of all, no one even carries 4 linebackers, but like just in terms of where they would have started the season, they are on linebacker 5 and 6. They literally are adding, a guy is going to play 100% of the snaps, undrafted rookie from Michigan State this year. So played for the first time last week. And now he's like the dude. He has to be the guy. And already it's been just the worst matchup in general, or the best matchup, I guess, if you're looking for anything rushing related. So if you look at running backs with at least 100 carries on the season, Bucky's got the 3rd highest explosive rate in the league. Last week, just dominated carries. Rashad White 3 carries, Bucky Irving 16. So anything passing related went to White. Irving was the dude. Anything early down, anything rushing wise. So I mean, you look at any of the advanced stats, Irving top 3 in the league in missed tackle force, yards after contact per attempt. Again, the Panthers bottom 3 in these metrics allowed, lowest stuff rate, which is tackling someone basically at the line of scrimmage or behind, and 3rd highest rate allowed of yards before contact per rush. So again, this is just one of those scenarios where I want to go after this guy somehow. His rushing prop is in like the mid 80s. That's rich. Just give me one banger, 15.5, 16.5. Fine with either of those plays here. What are your thoughts on Bucky?
I was talking to Matt Modi this morning in the Thunderdome, and he likes Bucky's rushing yards over, which I do as well. 100 plus is definitely a nice move. I think he just torched these guys already this season, if I'm not mistaken. So there is that. But I mean, they just gave up 7 yards of carry last week. I mean, that's insanely bad. Like you don't really get worse than that. But I mean, yeah, you can get, looks like at Ballybet, they've got 210 plus 210 for 100 plus rushing yards. I don't see how he doesn't go over that. Like, man, it sounds great. I don't see it. Like, I think he has to go over that. And we have like a doghouse situation there too, with White losing that fumble. So, I mean, you don't know, but like, dude, 20 carries, he's getting 100 yards. Like, well over 100. So, and to be at plus 200 for that is kind of crazy. So that's my look. I know that your market's the longest. I like that.
I like
that's how you roll, yeah. But I would be definitely looking more towards the over 100. That would be my style of playing that.
Okay, we'll make notes of that. We'll have to get it. Usually have Connor building this on the side for us, so we'll have to do that on our own today. But that will definitely be a look for us, I think, for our parlay at the end for sure. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you. There's just no way he's not getting there if he's like in the 16 to 18 carry range at this point with how efficient he's been and how terrible they are. And again, they're 8.5 point favorites. It's a game that matters to the Bucs, right? So we don't have to worry about any of that nonsense. There's probably in relation to some of the rest of the slate, I don't think there's weather concerns. It's a running back anyway. So yeah, I'm on Bucky. Fine at 16.5, which I know is the more readily available number now that we've already cooked at 15.5. So, all right, buddy. What else you got?
Good look at same game. I don't want to do it, but we did it once already, and it worked out. I think it was against this same team, but why not Bryce Young, 225 plus passing yards? Ballybet still has that up for even money, which I think is wild, just because of just the whole game script itself. That's one. The Bucs are going to move the ball at will. That's just going to happen. And then on top of it, the Bucs defense, like they have given up the fourth most passing yards to opponents this season. They're one of 4 teams that have given up 4,000 passing yards this year. Bryce Young has approached 300 against them already this season. I don't see how 225. That's not a big number, especially against this team. Especially since the Bucs are going to score on the Panthers. All he has to do is keep them semi-close, within 2 to 3 scores, and we should see a full game out of this guy. Why not? Why not?
Yeah, I mean, why not us? I looked at his reception number too. I mean, his completion number, which I thought was actually interesting too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think this is probably the better way to go about it too. Because again, this also helps just guys break big big plays too, right? Like if you had a nice drive or a nice situation where a guy takes like a reception, 70 yards to the house, well, he just kind of stole 3, 4, 5 completions from you, right? But you're still in a good spot for your yardage. So yeah, I like it. I like the spot for him. He's playing decent football. They're beat up in the secondary. Just put another guy on IR, Christian Eisen, who's been playing really well for them. So yeah, I mean, it's a good spot to attack. And with that last game, that was that like, hey, maybe he's not so bad anymore game, right? When they took him to overtime about a month ago. And, I think it's like 26 for 34 and threw for a shit ton of yards. I think you played him that week too.
Yeah, it's scary playing him. It's scary because like you watch and like sometimes you're just like, wow, man, this guy's just not that good. But yeah, like that's against decent teams. I think he did okay against Kansas City, but I mean, it's tough with a guy like Bryce Young. But I think we've seen enough of him, and we've seen enough of Tampa Bay to know that if he's getting 225, it's going to be a week like this. If you want to go 250, that's plus 188 at Ballybet, which is still not crazy. I mean, it's not a big number. It is a game script that we can confidently predict. Like, I'm pretty sure Tampa Bay is going to do whatever they want to on offense. All we have to do is have a decent day throwing at a Bryce Young, and he's going to get you 225. Like, he's going to be on the track. It's like a train. There's a track to that. Just get there. That's all you got to do. Just get there, Bryce.
Just get there. I like it. Another leg that I think very much can be in play for our parlay here a little bit today. All right, let's go. I'm gonna go back to the well with a winner last week. So Jeff asked a question in the chat. Are we only betting on games that matter, or can we find value in games that have no meaning, like the Raiders and Saints? I think it's a good question. I think that's probably more prevalent slop next week. I don't know what your thoughts are this week. Like these teams, like especially they have nothing to play for, pulling the rug on dudes in week 17 feels a little bit early. You can sell me on a spot maybe in the second half of a blowout for like a playoff team this week, but even that I'm probably more hesitant than anything. What are your thoughts on some of this selling early stuff?
It depends on the team situation. Like, this is the week where you're going to really want to read into the beat writers, what they're saying about certain guys. Like some of them are plugged in, some of them aren't, so there's that too. You got to watch out for white noise, but there's just some because football is really a game about what the coaches think about the players more so than any other sport. I mean, like baseball, they have to come up and hit. Right. Like that's just you know what I mean? Like maybe they do pull them out after righties or lefties, but that going in. But football, you dictate where the ball goes. You know what I mean? So if you want to see more of a guy and you're a team that's pretty bad, guess what? These are the 2 weeks where you might get that spike game out of some rando. And then on the other side of it, it might be the week where you get nothing out of your stud that they're just checked out. So again, it's every team is different. I mean, I know that's a pretty bad answer, but that's
true.
The fact of the matter. Like every team's different, and like I said, if you're plugged in, if you're tuned into what teams like this guy, don't like this guy, now's the time to really jump on that hunch.
Yeah. Also, the Sunday morning injury reports, getting an understanding of like, does the team have an extra running back on the roster that week or stuff like that? Like some of those things can be little hidden signs for you. Mm-hmm. And, again, it's hard to parse through that. And the beats maybe have an idea of that, maybe don't too. So that's tricky. But to Jeff's point, specifically in the Raiders Saints game, I think there's a ton of value. There's, again, both teams playing out the slate. No reason for them to bench anyone or anything here. I'm going to play one of last week's winners. We're going to go back to the well on Brock Bowers over 66.5 receiving yards. I don't know why it's still right where it was last week. Last week was 64.5. This week 66. If you have, again, Caesars or Rivers, you can get a little bit better at 65.5 there. We now have 3 games with Aiden O'Connell playing start to finish. In those 3 games, Brock Bowers is putting up video game numbers: 30 receptions, 37 targets, 310 yards. So he's basically averaging, 13 targets, 10 catches, and 103 yards per game with Aiden O'Connell under center. So we get 66.5 against the Saints, who just, I mean, offensively, they can't sustain any drives. So we don't have to worry about like this ball control offense. And we're like begging Brock Bowers to get back on the field. There's just no way the Saints can't move the football and stay on the field. So I don't think we have any snap issues there. He's obviously looking this guy's way, considering all the targets, 37% target share last week, just absolutely bonkers. Saints have struggled against tight ends too. 28th in DVOA against the tight ends, and they have given up some monster performances. And when you look at who they've played like garbage tight ends. They've played like nobody really at tight end. They've given up good games like Kyle Pitts last week, Monday Night Football. Like Kraft had like 3 catches for 60 something yards on him. He gave up like 9 catches to anyone with a pulse, like Njoku, Travis Kelce. They've given up some big games. I think early in the season, Goddard went for like 170 on them. So they've had a hard time with tight ends all year. And this dude's just going to get fed. So 66.5, love going to the well on Brock Bowers. We could play some ladders and some alts here too.
Yeah, I can go with you on that. I'll probably actually throw that in. I've been doing like a lot of 2-leggers lately.
Yeah, it's your thing.
That might be the funnest way to bet. I'll be honest with you, because it's just fun. So that would be one that I would definitely. You could just do the standard line. You don't even have to ladder it up. That's my favorite part about those. Standard
two leg or 2 parlays, or double bet. Don't do this on the pick'em sites. The pick'em sites, you're paying the juice.
No. Yeah, it has to be a sports book, and you don't want it to be, minus 137. You want it to be under that. You know what I mean? Like that's the way. But
yeah, they're killing you on the juice. So,
but I mean, if you had 2 minus 105s, sports book. If it's over like 137 or a number like that at, for underdog at least, if it's over that, you're both legs, do that at underdog.
Yes. Those are good. They're, they're obviously nice options to have, but if you are in a state where you have the option to use a sports book and you want to do a parlay, like Slop saying, that even a 2-3 legger, resist the urge to do that on a pick'em site because just you're just paying out your nose and it's just absolutely not worth it.
No, especially 2 legs. You got to go at least 3, especially on
underdog. Yeah. And really, like, I know it's stupid to think about like 6 leggers, but when you do the math, the only thing that kind of makes it even reasonable is when you start doing like 6 leggers. That's the only time you start to get actual decent value.
12 or so. So if everything you have like is minus 125, minus 130, minus 140 at sports books, if you have 6 legs that are like that, you just compounded your edge. You're definitely going to win less times. That's how they make their money, because they trick you into thinking that you're winning more since you're winning more times with the 2-leggers, but you're winning more money 6-leggers. So if you're a real man or a real woman and you can stomach, not winning that much, times wise, but when you do hit, you're hitting ginormous jackpots. Well, guess what? That's the way. But again, you want to make sure you're doing the math right. You cannot have a bunch of minus 105s. If that's available at every sports book, minus 105, minus 110, that's not it. You want minus 130, minus 140 at every book, and then that's where you're going to really take over. I would say even find like the sharper books like Caesars or Pinnacle. Pinnacle, not so much a player props. That's the rumor. I think my counter rumor is they are sharp at player props. Pinnacle is they're just better at main lines. But so Pinnacle, Caesars, they got 140, minus 140. There's your pick'ems right there. Find a 6. Get 6 legs. Find 6 of those and go to town, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, you're rarely going to find the best number for something on Caesars, but like they know what they're doing.
They're good.
If you get the best number, you're paying a little bit of the juice. But again, they let you bet. So again, I know that's not a factor for everyone, but the at least ability to get down, to not have to like use multiple books for one bet, something like that. That's really it's nice. I'm willing to pay sometimes a little bit extra for the one click. Instead of have to bet 3-4 things at the same time. I got one more play that I will give the folks before we move on and start building some stuff. This is a Saturday night sack prop.
Ooh.
Island game all by itself. You can bet this on DraftKings or FanDuel. FanDuel, there to get a sack is technically a half a sack counts as a sack. So you don't need a full sack. Only DraftKings and FanDuel have this market, unfortunately. Most of the other books have under a half sack, or some that Caesar just has 1+. It's nice to be able to sometimes get that shared sack, and you're still hitting over here on DraftKings. So Joey Bosa on the Chargers, over a quarter of a sack against, unfortunately, my boy Drake May. I feel bad doing this to Drake May. It's not about Drake, though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It is about
the line.
Yeah. Oh, man. So Demontre Jacobs is right tackle for New England. This is bad. This is the absolute best possible spot for Bosa to get. There are 145 offensive linemen in the league who have played at least 50% of their team's snaps this season. Jacobs has a 38.9 PFF pass blocking grade. That is dead last out of 145 guys. 145 out of 145. He has allowed a league high 47 pressures. Bosa does not switch sides. He will play every snap up against Jacobs in probably a neutral to positive game script in terms of pass rate. He's coming off of a season high 78% of his snaps because Bosa's just always hurt. But he's played like 7-8 weeks in a row, and he's coming off of 78% snap share, which is nice for an edge rusher. Like anything north of 70 is really strong for those guys. So a game that the Chargers need. Absolutely love this spot for Bosa. So over a quarter of a sack, up to like minus 120, 125. I think FanDuel's out to like minus 135, a little rich. But again, half a sack, you're still getting home here. So absolutely love this one. Jam it in, Island game. Love seeing those snack plays. And, get to watch it on Saturday. I had another one, but it was a little further in the week. And I wanted to get you a sack on Saturday because we got three Island games on Saturday. It's just exciting.
That's fun. That's fun. That's fun. Even though the game's probably not the best ones, but dude, it's NFL football. You know what I'm saying? Like any game's good. Like it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like even the one last night, I still watched. Like it sucked, but like I don't know. It's NFL football. It's like pizza. You know what I mean? Even when it's bad, it's still pretty good.
Yeah. And it's like the longest. I mean, some of these are really fun to sweat because, you get in the game, you're like, this game is dead. But then you see Bosa's out there on the field. Like, you're just like, all right, here we go. I don't care. They're down 20. He's pinning his ears back. He's going after Drake May. You still got something to sweat, even though the game is like definitely dead. So it's a fun one. Brian, would you play 1+ at even? I mean, I really like getting the quarter sacks personally. Cause again, like I said, subjectivity of the scorekeeper of giving it a half sack to someone else. There's nothing more tilting where like your guy's definitely the dude that got the sack, but if someone else like joined the party and they share it, and all of a sudden your 1+ is needing a whole nother sack. It's a little bit tougher. So without doing the math to calculate it, I would just say no. I really like it in the quarter. So stick with that. All right, buddy. Let's see. Where do we want to build? We want to build DraftKings? I mean, we want to build Caesars or FanDuel?
Let's do FanDuel.
Okay.
I know Connor likes Caesars, and Caesars is good, but Caesars is hard. I was looking at my Pickett stats, and I'm down to them.
Okay.
This year.
Yeah,
like Caesar. I'm telling you right now, if you're watching Caesar, next year is my year on you. I didn't know. I had no idea. Now that I know, I'm coming for you.
Coming for you. All those softies, just Caesars,
Like I had no idea. No idea, but now that I know, maybe I'll take some of your money back. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
let's see some of the stuff we already got down on that we want to do here. Do we do what's our Gibson price? How high do we want to take Gibson?
I'd say 40. I mean, if you want to do 50, I could be talking to 50. But man,
let's win. Let's get that 40.
Yeah, I just feel like he's got 40 in him. I feel like at 42, you know what I mean? Like he carries the ball 9 times, 42 yards. No one even knows like what happened. And I misspoke earlier. I know this week does matter for fantasy.
Yes, so, this is the championship.
Yeah. So this week, and my point was, you're not picking them up for that. Like if you're in your championship game, you probably got your running back questions answered. I mean, you're hanging on by a thread. You just got to pull one more out of your ass. But I mean, I don't know. But in the betting world, that whole Mayo speak kind of means or could mean something.
Yeah. Ooh, so FanDuel doesn't have the Raiders. They don't have Brock Bowers.
They know.
Bastards. Okay.
I don't think we can do it at Bally either.
Yeah, I don't even have Bally.
Yeah, because that's like it's a nonsense book. No offense, Bally. I do love you guys. Nonsense.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Stop limiting me to like $12 too, please, if you're watching.
12 is, I mean,
give me $50. Like I used to ask for 100, now I'm asking for 50. Just give me $50. Like any book, just let me do 50. That's fair.
50, because then you can do a couple of different books. Yeah, then you
I'm
can
not
do
in
a couple
it for the money, dude. Like I do want to win money, obviously, because that's how you do it. But you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't have to make $300,000 betting this year. I don't have to do that. It's not me. Like that's the younger guys. Older guys, we just want to watch the games and have like $50 on it. You know, like it. You watch it different. It hurts my viewing experience.
Yeah.
You know, because like the minute like something starts happening negative, I'm like, yeah, it's only $12. But like if it's 50 or 100, I'm kind of like, I'm still kind of in. I'm like, all right, cool. All we need is a pick-6 onside kick. You know what I mean? I'm still going through all those scenarios in my head. But yeah, give me $50.
I like it. Let me see here. Really, really wanted to get. So they're lagging a little bit in some of these spots. These FanDuel, just get in the game earlier. It's so weird. FanDuel doesn't do tackle props either, but they're the only book right now that I could bet live tackle props. So they do nothing pre-snap or pre-flop here. But then once the game starts, they got everybody posted. Just absolutely wild.
So when do they get posted?
As soon as the first play of the game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man, that's another thing though about being experienced. Like you know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
that's right away picking spots. Yeah.
Handling stuff. And that's just the way certain books act. And then you got to know your attack surface, know your enemy.
Yep.
And I don't understand though why these guys would. I don't know. FanDuel especially.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna play one more play here for the people, and then I want to add it to our legs of parlays. I want to get this in here. We'll give it to, again, all these go out to our 4for4 subscribers first. So best chance to get the number first. Again, they've already successfully moved a couple of lines today before I even was able to talk about it because they take care of us. We can take care of them first. So I'm going to put this one out, give this to our people first. There's some good narrative pieces with this one. I think the people are going to like. But I'm going to share. I think my boy Monotone is on this one too. Another guy on vacation this week. These guys just taking.
Oh, that hit me. I was thinking Monotone might join us today.
Yeah, these guys just they love vacation. I don't know, dude's a stud, absolute stud. All right, I'm gonna play this for the people. We're gonna go. This is readily available. Find some other shop it around a little bit. I guess there's some other spots. Calvin Ridley, over 62.5 receiving yards this week. My boy Monotone is in on that with me. I believe we talked about it earlier in the week. I know he's traveling, so he hasn't had time to write it up, but I saw him talk about it in the chat. So I wanted to throw it out there for him to do so because I already have it for the people. But we've got a couple of narrative street things here, Slop, kind of
I love
coming together at the same time, right? They think it matters a little bit.
It kind of does.
Two of them together.
Dismiss narratives altogether. Like I get like not betting
sure.
on a narrative, but like narrative does matter. Like it
does matter.
It gets overblown. I think that's where the anti-narrative street people, like that's where they come from. It just gets way overblown a lot of times.
It's a good topic because people were talking to me, people asking in the chat for like incentive information, you know, like, so here's the deal that none of that is new anymore. There is no bookmaker that is going to set lines that aren't taking that into consideration a little bit. Right.
Yep.
So you start jamming in, this dude needs, X to get 1,000 yards next week. And it's like, well, yeah, but like, is that like part of his team's game plan? Do they care that much if that guy gets 1,000 yards? And they're just going to build the offense around it. Like, what do they really care? Especially if it's a team that's like trying to compete for something. This is kind of a just combination of a bunch of things. Just by itself, the matchup is great. Narrative things, checking 2 boxes here. Ridley, got him on the mic this week. He's talking about he wants to stack up back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. He needs 143 yards over the next 2 weeks to get it done. He's got 2 weeks to do it. So he doesn't need 143 today. But he's playing his old team. He's going back to Jacksonville where he played. He said it means a lot to him to go back there. And they were chirping at him last week or like 4 weeks ago when they played. He wants to get back at them. He got peppered with 12 targets in that first meeting. Those were 12 Will Levis targets. So that's basically adjusted down for like 7 targets for a normal quarterback, right?
Yep.
So 12 is good, but if I could take 7, maybe 8 Mason Rudolph targets, I feel pretty good about this. This team plays man, and Ridley has been a target hog against man all season. Jacksonville runs man almost as much as anyone. Against zone, Ridley's got an 18% target share. Against man, 29.6 is one of the league leaders. So in this spot, 62.5. I like the over on the longest reception too. But again, because I think he's going to get high volume of targets here, get himself halfway to where he needs to get to next week, 70, 80 yards here. I want to play like 80 plus here on this. So I wanted to fire out the 62.5 before we moved it. But I love this one. Any thoughts on Ridley and these narratives?
The rain. They were spraying the guys down today, and that kills me. I hate that. But
the wind's not bad here, though.
Florida rain. We don't know that rain's going to last. Like, it's scattered showers. Those showers can pop up anywhere. They don't have to pop up over that stadium. So that's the thing. To your point about the 1,000 yards, that people do think about that. It comes up though. You know what I mean? So he has to be in that position, but like later in the game, stuff like there are opportunities where that happens. I mean, Brady used to do it a lot. Like if you're like a lot with guys' bonuses, he knew, you know what I mean? So, and whenever it got to that point, he'd get it for him. So I don't know. I think that's a thing. I think that's a real thing. And to be honest with you, like you're also betting on talent here too. So it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm betting on like I think really the first part of the handicap was that I saw the massive, I know his splits with man versus zone are pretty massive. The opposite of Chig, who we went to successfully last week, Chig Okonkwo, who went bonkers for us last week. Really good against zone, struggled a little bit against man. So that might not matter if he's going to continue to get peppered with targets, but Ridley has been the dude against man coverage. Now he's going up against his boys who were running their mouth last time. Again, a game where they have nothing to play for, really. Just like, let's just help our boys shut these other guys up a little bit, right? Division rivals.
Play for pride.
Play for pride and help your wide receiver one. So
so according to Kevin Roth, he's kind of my guy. He's saying 48% chance of rain, 1 o'clock. That's pretty much lasts for the whole game. 75 degrees though, which that's pretty good.
No wind. No really, wind. Right?
No wind. 11 miles an hour, but that's not like those stadiums can handle that.
No.
I don't have a problem. Like I said, I hate when they're spraying them down with water in practice. You're like, guys, come on. You know what I mean? Like, is it really going to be that way? Like, I hate that because then it gets slick football, slick this, slick that. I know the numbers don't really bear it out, but I still believe in rain. I hate it as a pass guy.
No, I get it. I'm more of a give me rain. I don't mind it. It's a sustained wins, right? We get to like 20 plus sustained wins. A little bit more problematic, but you just give me a little bit of rain. I'm not too worried about it.
No, especially Florida rain. That's way different. That's totally different. That could be a quarter and then it's gone. That could never happen. It could be raining literally across the street from the stadium and never hit the stadium. Like I lived down there for 30 years. Yeah. Trust me, like Florida rain is different than any other rain. Like it's not the same.
Yeah, it's humid. It cools you off a little bit. Feel nice.
It actually might be welcome, like a mist.
Yeah.
So, Jeff's in the chat. He wants Mike Evans so
I know,
bad.
I can tell. Just settle your ass down.
I mean, come on, Jeff. He's got 2 weeks, Jeff.
No.
Especially with the opponent this week. Bucky might steal all the yards.
Yeah.
Like that could happen. That could that's gonna suck too. Dude, everybody's watched a game where they had a receiver and then you just watch the running back just run up and down the field on these guys. You're like, dude, I'm dead because why are we throwing? This guy, like, just hand it to this dude. He gets me 10.
Yeah, or you get up 14 zip early, and all of a sudden you're like, oh man, he's got to get home in the first half, or otherwise we're going to be, you're starting rooting for the other team to start doing something so that you aren't dead.
One team has given up 2,000 yards this year. It's the Panthers. They've given up 2,100 rushing yards to running backs this season, 415 attempts. But again, those attempts are taken away from passing attempts. So, I hate having a receiver and then having a team like that and then taking a receiver over. You're like, dude, this could end very poorly.
Yeah, that could be bad.
Especially if we're watching it. Like if you're not watching it, whatever, you just turn.
Yeah,
it.
who
If
cares?
you're not watching that game, like, oh
no. As our guy CD did it last week. I had CD over 71.5. Like breaks his shoulder, but gets it done right away. So we're like, oh sweet, you don't have to worry about CD.
Thank God. Well, except for I needed one more yard out of him on that touchdown. Like he got. I would have given it to him personally. But the one they called a touchdown, and then they said it was not a touchdown, and I knew right away Cooper Rush, that touchdown prop was dead because that's just how it works. I know that was in the second quarter. That was the second touchdown. I'm like, cool, I just cashed. We're done. And then it's like, oh, wait, they're reviewing, and right then. You're just like, damn, man, they got me. They got me right now. And sure enough, the Elliott next play, he's in, touchdown. I'm like, dude, we're not getting this. Watch, we're not going to get a shot. And I'm not even like that.
Yeah,
I'm usually we're still.
You're an optimistic guy, yeah.
I'm with you. I was like, those are tough. Like that's the gambling gods laughing at you. You got to immediately start looking for something in the next game when that happens to you. Immediately, just all right. What do we got next? I'll be back.
Yeah,
think I'm quitting. I'm not quitting.
I had to do that this year more for my mental health. Yeah, I love our subscribers of 4 for 4. They're fantastic. Love sweating games with them. I can't do in the first half. Because he starts like getting real mad and frustrated about, a dude who hasn't been on the field for 15 minutes of real time and like where he's trending. And it's like, can we slow down?
Yeah.
I can't go on that emotional journey with you.
Yeah, exactly. Or the over 1.5 reception guy. It's like, well, he hadn't caught me. Like, dude, he needs 2 for the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let's let these guys get behind. Like, let's let that happen first. Then we'll start worrying about
it's built into the handicap.
It's like, let's let this play out. This is supposed to be fun. Yeah, I was going to give you a drug reference, but I'll spare you.
No, okay, I'm good. I mean, we have the kids in the background. You're not in your daughter's room anymore. Yeah,
I don't think they're here. It's like, you ever taken ecstasy or acid?
Oh,
one of those. Oh, it ain't hitting yet.
Both.
Oh, this ain't doing it. You're like, buddy, you need to relax. You know what I mean? Because you're going to eat more and you're going to want to go to the hospital. Same kind of thing here.
Once spent a Christmas evening underneath my friend's Christmas tree, staring at myself in the reflection of a red ornament for
that's tough.
Solid 4 or 5 hours.
Well, stay away from the mirror, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. If I
but the reflection of a red, ornament, you really can't see yourself except you're just kind of distorted. But acid's wild. So
no, it'll get you. Same with shrooms. So I mean, shrooms are legal in a lot of states, and just give it some time. Give it some time. Same kind of thing with sports betting, though. Give it some time. We got time. Relax.
My son still doesn't watch the show, so we're still okay.
We're good.
Ooh, something I've been waiting for just popped. So I got to see what that is. So, all right. So we got 2 legs so far. I'm in here. I got Calvin Ridley 80 plus. We got Antonio Gibson 40 plus. What do we want to do? How high up would we want to take? We want to take Bryce. Let's take Bryce.
I mean, we can go 250 on that guy.
I like 250.
We could get Bucky in there too.
Let's get Bucky here. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go passing props. I'm on FanDuel, so we'll go alt passing yards. I like 250. It's plus 174. I'm good with that. Let's go. Sorry, Jeff. We're not going to get Mike Evans in this because we're giving Bucky the leg for sure.
There's too many. It's Bucky. It was all about Bucky.
100 plus 196. That's fine. We like
it would be beautiful if Evans was very quiet this week and going into next week needing something.
Yeah.
It's also what they need too is very important. Because you don't want the books to be able to price it.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so if he needs $130, that's good. Do you know what I mean? Because his number's not going to be 100. You know what I'm saying? So like $120, $110. Like if he needs 75. Trust me, it's going to be the number's going to come out 74.5 minus 120. You know, and it's like, dude, this sucks. Like, this does me no good knowing
it'll be 85.
It hurts me. Yeah.
It's tough. Yeah. So that's great. Again, context matters for sure. So you got to take all these things into consideration. What else we want to do? So we got Ridley, Gibson, Bryce, and Bucky. They don't have. So we got your 2 plays in here. They don't have, unfortunately, anything on Brock still, which is a bummer, which is really frustrating. So lost that. Is there anything else in the alts? Anything else that you're eyeballing?
I mean, I know you probably don't want to hear this, but
I'm open.
Michael Pittman, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so I played really off-market Josh Downs earlier in the day, but again, if we might have some, yes, they know they have rushing. They don't have any receiving props up for the Colts because again, if we have a situation where we have Flacco quarterback, yeah, we're cooking.
Yeah, Pittman's up everywhere except FanDuel. Same with all of those guys.
Bastards.
All right. Hang on.
Should we pivot to Caesars? Let's see. Let's pivot to Caesars. So I mean, Brock Bowers feels like a free leg too. So like 80 plus Brock. I mean,
yeah, no, that's a valid point.
It feels like we need to get that one in there. So let's get Caesars up and see what we can get. Yeah, again, we might be paying a little bit worse prices for some of it. That's all right. So let me get the other ones back in here. We'll get Gibson back in. 40 plus on Gibson. I like that one. That's hot. All right. So yeah, we're in the same range. 175. We're going to add our dual leg. Let's see. All right, we see Brock Bowers. You guys got to have Brock Bowers. Receiving. Yeah, you got Bowers 80 plus 130. 90 plus 2-1. Do 90 plus?
Yeah. In the dome.
He got 99 last week. Yeah, he's in the. We have to worry about weather at all here. It's lovely.
Fast track.
Yep. Course field of the NFL. Back in the day, as they would say. All right, we'll go back to Bucky. We'll go back to Young. We'll get these alts in here. So yeah, moving to Caesars. Sorry, folks, a little slower, but this is why Connor, again, just at Connor Allen NFL on Twitter. If you have issues with pace of the show here today, this is something we outsource to him because we don't really need any thoughts on his bets. We just need him to,
he's got to put it in. We need a put it in guy.
Yeah, he's definitely our resident put it in guy for sure. Classic Connor. All right. Now we're in. Now we got to get Ridley back in, and then we can start to look at Pittman, start to get some of the other stuff. So we're 4 legs, 53-1. Don't hate that. Let's see what else we got here. Ridley. I'm going to go with, I think 80 plus. What's our price? Yeah, plus 150. That's good. I don't have to get crazy. We're gonna hit this one this week. So
yeah, we need one to hit.
We need a winner.
Do that.
Yeah, we had a couple legs last week. We were live.
Oh yeah, we're right there. The
boys
know, dude. They're scared.
You like Pittman over Downs?
I kind of like the receptions, but that would be predicated on the Giants actually doing something, which is scary.
Yeah, we're getting a way better number on 60 plus for Pittman. 60 plus, dude. It's not.
It's just it feels like a lot. Or we just leave that all together and just go to the Vikings. I think they're going to have to throw on Green Bay, but I also think Green Bay's going to have to throw on them.
That's where something just popped that I was looking for. Just came up.
Which kind of means Aaron Jones might be in play. Maybe we go receptions. I mean, we got options in that game. Games played inside. You get a little fast track.
Yeah, let's see what we got here.
Yeah, 3.5 receptions for Jones is plus 155 at Caesars. It's a very good price for that. Actually, it's 162 at FanDuel, but
all right. Aaron Jones, all receptions, 3 plus. Would you say
3.5? I think he can catch 4 balls. I think that
4 plus 155.
I think they're gonna have to throw.
The
Vikings, and if you want to keep him involved, I mean, if that game is played with them trailing, that's or even a dogfight, I would say that's in play. It targeted 5 times last week. I mean, that's tough though. He hasn't done this in quite a while. Let's see. Let's pivot to yards.
You know what though, Slop? James Cook never had 100 rushing yards until he told us he was going.
I remember that. So I think this is, I mean, like I said, 4 catches is kind of a lot. That's a lot for running. That's as high as I want to go. But let's just say this: last time they played, he caught 4 balls. Just saying.
I'm good. I'm clicked it in. 4 plus Aaron Jones, plus 155, 6 legs out to 34, or plus 350-1 is where we're at. Let's see what else is there. Some other notes. What else do I want to get down on?
29.5 receiving yards is plus 180 for Jones. That's a little high for me.
Yeah.
I think he catches 4 balls.
4 balls is okay. Yeah. I like it.
I mean, he had targeted 5 times last week. Just keep that in mind. You've targeted 5 times. So anybody that wants to talk about Hawkinson kind of being like back, Jordan Addison, commanding some respect, Justin Jefferson, all those guys are in play, still was targeted 5 times.
Yep.
So
I like it. I like it quite a bit. Geez, what else do we like here? Man, what are the prices on some of this stuff? And I love Puka this week. His number's 87.5. So like to get Puka to make it worthwhile, we can't even really get there. I mean, 100 plus is plus 130. I mean,
yeah, those are tough. I don't want to call a 100-yard game
and barely get anything for it.
Plus 130. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. That's made a great call. I mean, I know it's Puka, but at the same time, like, it's still 100 yards.
Here's what I, sitting on whether or not I want to play it officially. So I'm going to give it to you, get your thoughts on it, because we kind of danced around this thought earlier. Last week there was Breece Hall went back to his normal full dominant 3-down role. He played 24 to 25 long down and distance in 2-minute drill snaps. So basically the other bozos that have been mixing in, not even there. The Bills have been the worst team in the league at stopping pass catching running backs. They have faced the second most targets. They've allowed the second most receptions, but they've allowed by far the most receiving yards out of the backfield. Again, 2 score dogs here, 5-6 targets for Hall. His number's 21.5. It's light. I played receptions over last time they played. Again, last week, I think he cruised over like 40-something receiving yards. Again, like
I didn't know that was even available. I would bet my house on that responsibly.
21.5.
Last week I had 3.5 or 4 plus receptions at Fanatics. They gave like plus 135. I didn't even see him cash it. Like I joined kind of late and it was already over.
Yeah.
So
over 3.5, just basic, so you'd have to get 5 plus receptions to get plus money. That's not fantastic, but just straight up yards is just very attainable. 30 plus receiving yards, plus 117, 40 plus 230. It's, tough. You need, home run type shots. You need, a 20-yard explosive in there to mix in, but I don't hate it, to be honest. So Breece Hall, I think, is a really interesting look. I just don't know that playing the alts here is priced well. So I don't know what the best way to do it is. We just do his normal line here on Seizures is 23.5. I think FanDuel, DraftKings is 23.5, but there's some 21.5s out there as well. So yeah, it's light, man. It's light.
Yeah, 21.5 is like minus 125 at certain spots. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, where do we go? 30 plus looks like plus
117.
Yeah, 148 at Ballybet. Those are the only
That's a nice
problem
one.
I have where you're like, damn, man, like
yeah,
it was 148 over there, 117 here.
That's tough. Well, let's add it. We like it, so we're just gonna add it. We got 7 legs.
What's $10? Yes.
Let's see. $10 gets us, cool $7,800.
That ain't bad. $7,800 is pretty good.
We could use $7,800. So again, we started at $1 million. We've backed down responsibly. Let's get one home.
Yep, and then we'll have $7,800 more dollar to get a milli parlays.
And I love Connor. We've been doing this together for years. He can get in still.
Oh,
how amazing! How amazing would it be if we happen to hit when he's not here? It'd be pretty.
That would be hilarious.
It would make for some good content. So
yes, that would be very fun to hit.
All right. To summarize for the people, if Bryce Young, 250 plus, Bucky Irving, 100 plus, Antonio Gibson, 40 plus rushing yards, Brock Bowers, 90 plus receiving yards. That did it again. Calvin Ridley, 80 plus receiving yards. Aaron Jones, 4 plus receptions. Breece Hall, 30 plus receiving yards. $10 to win 77 and change, almost $7,800.
I don't see how that doesn't hit.
I feel like it already won.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, if you go up to $15, it's 11 in change. Obviously $20. Just a nice little $15,000 win for you and your family, maybe just you. Ideally,
yeah, like $20. I mean, I have to turn that into $15K. I mean, man,
don't hate it. So locking that in. That's our bet for the week. It's good. It's good. I like it. Sorry, Jeff. No Mike Evans. You couldn't get there, buddy.
Next week, Jeff.
Next week, Jeff. Yeah.
Strong maybe we get there next week.
Yeah. Jeff agrees. No surprise. Connor's holding us back. This is the week. So good week to get on. Good week to get on. Narrative is strong this week. So, all right, brother. I want to remind folks, High Slop on YouTube. Just go into YouTube, use the search section, look up High Slop. You'll find his YouTube channel, all the stuff that he's doing. Again, take advantage of the rebet deal. Expires on New Year's. So New Year's Eve, the last chance to get it. Download rebet, deposit $10, promo code High Slop. You get a month of his dub club, a month with us at 4-4. Again, it's going away. So take advantage of that. Check it out. Slop, anything else for the people?
That's it, man. That's it. I'm going to go live on my channel right now. Hit some tools at Odds Jam. See if we can find some plus EV plates if anyone wants to hang out.
Love it.
Fun. That tool is up over 5K this month. That's crazy. Just with stuff from the stream too. Like it's not like it's one of those where you say, "Oh yeah, we took that too." Like no. Everything was on the stream. Like that's what it was. So
love it.
Absolutely. Pretty cool, man.
Yeah. So go over there. Find Slop on YouTube in the YouTube streets. Just search his name there. I'm going to jump in the 4-4 bets Discord. I get another bet for sure coming here that just opened during the show. And this is, Friday nights, tackle nights. So we're going to fire up those as well. So take advantage of that deal and jump in there. So for Slop, I'm Ryan. We'll see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.